Greetings, adventurers, and welcome back to Abnormal Voyages. My name is David, and today we find ourselves in Pearlington, Mississippi at the Infinity Science Center. Though they have a heavy focus on space, there's also quite a few exhibits here about the Earth and the wonderful oceans that are on it. So tag along, and let's see what we can learn today.
We're going to a place that you've never heard of before. It's Abnormal Voyages. You're gonna learn something new. We're gonna open new doors. It's Abnormal Voyages.
The Infinity Science Center goes out of their way to make things not only educational, but also a lot of fun. And I gotta say, I think they certainly succeed. This Lego sculpture of one of the space shuttles is just one example of the unique and interesting things that you're presented with here at the Infinity Center. But one of my favorite things was this painting of a space frog. Because, you know, why not? I think everybody needs a little space frog in their life. We begin our journey, though, not with space, but with the ocean. This exhibit was all about waves and gave you a chance to make some of your own. So you can actually use these buttons here to do the different kind of waves. We have the short frequency, the short choppy waves, the medium ones, which get a little bigger, and then the biggest ones, the long frequency. Of course, we're going to go for the biggest waves. Let's try it out. And if you follow along to the machine right down here, it should have our long frequency waves. Let's see. Alright, it's warming up. Here it goes. It's kind of a slow process. Alright. See, it takes a little bit to work up. They can't just immediately start doing the long frequency. But even though they take longer, they end up being the bigger waves. And then taking a glance at all of it, you can see it's starting to do the longer kind of hills. These ducks in the middle here are in for quite a ride. And then just for fun, we're going to get over to the short frequency and get those nice choppy ones going. And you'll notice that once we've hit the short frequency, it starts to go faster. And you can see the waves on the screen here measuring the actual frequency of the waves. It's like sound waves, except with water. There was some more information about how the different types of waves broke when they hit the shore and how they could cause flooding. So let's explore flooding a little bit. This allows you to actually simulate a flood and the effects of it on a coastal city. We get to build our own city and see how we do against Mother Nature. So we'll start by moving this here, and then we look at the screen. Alright, breaking news coming in. Uh-oh, there's a hurricane headed this way. It's going to reach Category 3, and it's going to be near our Gulf City. Storm surge is up to 15 feet, and there's mandatory evacuations. That's not good. Alright, vulnerable sections. So let's see what we're going to... Alright, there's a flood coming in 40 seconds, so we've got to move everything as quick as we can and place a block. Alright, so we can pick up the buildings that are close to the coast and move them around. So we're going to try to get everybody off the coastline as quickly as we can. These guys are in danger. These are going to move back here. I think this will be safe over here, but that's a little close. Oh, this guy's in a bad spot. Do we have any land for him? Oh no. Up here, no, that's not good. You know what? I think he's going to be better over here with the houses. And then we've got one back there. You know, yeah, that's a better spot for him. We'll put him right back here. That's okay. That's all right. Those guys are in a little bit of danger, but I think they'll be all right. Uh-oh. All right. Here comes the storm. Let's see how we did. We've got the scan coming through to see where our cities actually are. And here comes the hurricane. This is our stats up here. We can see how we're doing. If you look, you can actually see the water start to rise up. So far, so good. We've still got 21 buildings, no flooding. Oh, the water's starting to come up on the sides. You see how they're turning blue? Oh no, flood damage. Where's our flood damage at? Right here. Oh, we forgot about these guys. Complete loss there. That's not good. All right, we've lost one city. Everybody else is doing fine though. Okay. It's still coming. I think we're doing well. There's a lot of water though. As you can see, a lot of these cities are getting devastated at the moment. Good thing we got everybody off the coastline. All right, there we go. 500 buildings damaged ultimately, 35,000 people displaced, and $10 million in losses. Well, hard to believe that that was probably one of the more successful builds. So following the theme of destroying things, we have a simulator here where we're actually going to get to build our own little town and then see what would happen if a hurricane hit it. So let's get some pieces here. I think we'll build a nice little house. Let's see. That might be a little too square. Let's get some smaller. Yeah. We'll do that size. Like this. How big is our roof? Oh no, these are way too big. All right, let's make a smaller house. There we go. We'll use this. And these little magnetic pieces go together, so it makes it easy to build a pretty decent structure. Put that there. Got a house. You know what? Let's say it's out in the country, so we got plenty of trees around. 2 cars. We got a bus and a truck. I don't know who has a bus commercially, but sure, why not? Move this out of the way. These little white pieces, looks like another... We'll say they have like a little shed over here, just in case. Actually, oh, a little roof piece. Yeah, they got like an attic. Oh no, we already broke it. I don't think this hurricane's gonna do very well for this house. All right. 2 more on there. Put a little roof on that. I'll try one more time with this little addition. Let's see, does it stay? It does not. That's not going in. All right, good enough. We got our, we'll move the bus over next to the shed. We'll put that there. Okay, let's close it up. And then we have our big button here. Let's see how it goes. Now this is going to take the intensity all the way from 1 to 5. So this is just a Hurricane 1. Oh, the roof is starting to move already. Not a good sign. Oh, it's picking up. Oh, no! Well, there goes the first house. Honestly, I thought that one was going to last longer. It's starting to move the trees. Oh, no, it's picking up. Ah! We have 1 tree left. 1 tree. And, it's all gone. The cars are still there. That was not good. I'm sorry to report, Abnormal City is a complete loss. To drown the sorrow over losing the city, we move on to something a little deeper. We're about to enter the DOE, the Deep Ocean Explorer, for a simulation of what it's like deep, deep, deep in the ocean. We're now inside our Explorer and about to begin our descent into the waves. Our radar was on as our vehicle began taking us further and further down below the waves. The point of our mission was to travel to the bottom of the ocean and repair some oil equipment that had started malfunctioning. Of course, along the way, we were treated to quite a few gorgeous underwater sights, and the screens did a great job of making you feel like you were actually going underwater. Our information panels were showing us some of the species that we might encounter. I was hoping we'd get a chance to see some sea turtles. Everybody loves turtles. But the dolphins were a lot of fun as well. They were curious about why we were there, so they swam by. And then as we got deeper, we even had an encounter with a
big whale who came right up next to us. But once we finally hit the bottom, we were sent out in our own little machine to try and find the equipment so that we could quickly do the repairs. Everybody had their own control panel to control their little robot, so we scurried about until we found the device that we had to work on. It was a little tough getting used to the controls at first, but soon we were well on our way to fixing up this equipment. Eventually, our mission was successful, and disaster was averted.
Our mission was successful, and now we're headed back up to the surface. After exploring Earth and under the sea, we're now blasting off to check out the space stuff.
One of the coolest things about the Infinity Center is that they have an actual partnership with NASA, which gave them access to plenty of genuine, exclusive items to be able to display here. One such thing was this here, which was Space Shuttle Endeavour's actual wheel as part of their landing gear. Really cool to see it up close and person like this. This was a display showing off all the different kinds of rockets they've used to launch into space throughout the years. They definitely all look a little different, but you can tell they're all kind of for the same purpose. And then this is the brand new one, which is meant to send people deeper into space than ever before. And I thought this was fascinating, a model that showed you where all the different satellites are that are currently in orbit around Earth.
This dish here is going to help us simulate satellites in orbit around the Earth. The big metal one here is Earth, and these are our satellites. So you can't go too fast and you can't go too slow to keep them in orbit around the planet. You can see them kind of racing around in there. Now if you go too slow, they just crash back to Earth, and that's no fun. You don't want to do that. And then if you go too fast, they just kind of go all crazy and just start kind of bouncing around, and yeah, that's probably worse than if it was slow. So, don't go too fast, don't go too slow, keep it in the middle. If you've ever wondered what the inside of a space station is like, well, your questions are answered. This is a genuine replica of what's up in orbit right now.
It's a little cramped inside, but every single inch is utilized for something important here in the space station. It makes sense that they can't have something too massive just kind of hanging out there, so this is about what you imagine would work. The International Space Station is of course a little bigger than this, but this gets the job done for shorter missions. This is one of the living and work quarter stations here. You're able to get some stuff done. And then they even had a robot. This is Robonaut, and he helped out with missions. But for ones that Robonaut wasn't able to help with, they had the humans geared up. This is one of the classic spacesuits, and another one that was used as part of the Apollo program, which of course put us on the moon. Speaking of the Apollo program, here's what one of the capsules looked like of what they actually flew into space on. As you can see, not a lot of wiggle room there. And then they brought back things such as this moon rock. I'm not entirely sure why they decided it needed to be in a prism there, but the effect was pretty neat. Looked very cool.
Behind me is Apollo 4, a command module that was created in America's pursuit to send a man to the moon. This one actually went unmanned, so it was on autopilot, reached all the way up there to space, and then splashed back down.
Outside, they had some even bigger goodies to check out, such as this genuine countdown clock that used to be used for space shuttle launches. And then this massive replica of one of the lunar landers. This is one that they actually used as part of their training. So, at one point, Apollo astronauts were on this exact vehicle. And here it is now at the Infinity Center for you to come and check out whenever you'd like. But as cool and impressive as that is, there was one more item that put even this to shame.
Behind me is the actual rocket that was part of the Saturn V launch. It is huge, and it's just incredible to think about what this must have looked like when it launched into space.
This behemoth of a rocket was almost as long as the entire building itself. You see a lot of stuff like this on TV and watching launches happen, but nothing quite compares to being right next to it and truly seeing how large it is. Items like this are true testaments to the wonders that science and mankind have accomplished. It seems we will always have that drive to continue exploring, pushing further and further to see what new wonders are out there waiting for us. And it's great that places like the Infinity Center exist to help bring that to everybody and maybe spark that little bit of interest in the next person who's going to push us even further into the stars.
I think it's safe to say science is all around us. Well, thanks for tagging along. My name is David, and this has been Abnormal Voyages. We'll see you in the next one.